All right, guys, we're switching gears, moving on to triangles. And we're going to talk about four different types of triangles. We've actually covered them already this school year, so it should be a little bit of a review for you. But in case you forgot, there's the right triangle, the obtuse triangle, the acute triangle, and an equilateral triangle. So I'm going to use those silly voices to describe them. At school, we practice something called mirror, where I say it and you say it. We might practice that a little bit throughout here. When I say something and I say mirror, I hope you're saying it out loud. Remember, fourth grade, that actually teaches our brain some of the things we're learning. Before we can jump into triangles, we need to talk about angles because that's how they're going to be identified. So the first angle I want to review today is an acute little angle, mirror. An acute little angle is equal to less than 90 degrees. Let's draw a couple examples. So an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. And so it looks like a little tiny guy. It could be pointed, it could be pointed down like that, like this, as long as it has two lines that intersect that are kind of close together. And in school, we talked about how acute angles have to have that little arc in the center. So I'm going to try and draw that on here. Remember, it kind of is that little, it's kind of hard on a computer. It looks like a little half circle, right? In between those two. Whoa, those are kind of rough, but you get my point. An acute angle is small. I hope you're making it on your hand, fourth grade. It's little, right? It's that inside measure. A right angle is equal to exactly 90 degrees. Give it a try. Mirror. A right angle is equal to exactly 90 degrees. A right angle is a square angle. We call it a square angle because you find it a lot of times in squares. It's probably all over the room you're in right now. Right now, it's on my windows, it's on my refrigerator, it's on my patio door. All of those things are covered in right angles. Right angles have exactly 90 degrees. And it has a special part to it. If you remember, a 90-degree angle has a little square in the corner, right? The vertex, I should say, not the corner. We're mathematicians here. And so it might look something like that. It could be upside down, it could be sideways, but there's no arc. It's a little square in the center. An obtuse triangle is greater than 90 degrees. Mirror, hope you're saying it. Obtuse. It's large, it's big. I like to use that crazy voice because it's so huge. Let me show you an example. If this is the base, the other ray is going to be bigger than that 90-degree angle. And remember, you have to have that little arc that will show up kind of there in the inside. It's probably the best I can do, but obtuse, bigger than 90. Right, equal to 90. Acute, less than 90. I use my hands to kind of show that, right? Let's talk about how you define a triangle. Acute triangles have all angles smaller than 90 degrees, okay? I'm going to highlight that in that green color, okay? Every single angle, if you look, is acute. A right angle just needs, or a right triangle needs just one right angle. Just one. There it is in the corner. I look for the square and I know right away that it's a right triangle. Obtuse triangle just needs one obtuse angle. Okay. They are kind of harder to spot, but not terribly since it has this guy. And this is the hardest one. If you look, there's an equilateral triangle and has little dashes through. If you remember, during the school year, an equilateral triangle has 3 equal sides. Let me show you how I might sort these. So if I check out this triangle at the top, I need to decide if it's acute, right, equilateral, or obtuse. This angle, acute, acute, acute. It has 3 acute angles, so I'm going to move it to the acute spot. Let's see. Acute, acute. I believe this angle looks like a square angle, a right angle. So I'm going to move it to the right angle, right triangle spot. I spot this right angle right away. Move it all the way over. Let's look at each angle. This corner angle, acute. This one is obtuse and acute. If it has one obtuse, it is obtuse. This guy is kind of hard to see. We've got acute, acute, acute. Oh, it's an acute triangle. Right down here, this one's tricky. Actually, this has 3 equal sides, so I know it's an equilateral triangle, but you might get a little confused. An equilateral triangle is also an acute triangle. It's 2 things. Maybe I should put it right in the middle. It could go there. On your own, I would like you to take a look at these triangles and sort them into the right boxes. So you'll need to do slide number 5 on your own, and I'm going to mark it with that blue color again. Slide 5 on your own. And when you finish that, I want you to go on to this IXL skill, and it's a link right there for you. Okay? Remember, triangles are defined by their angles. And if you look at every vertex, every angle in a triangle, you'll be able to figure out what triangle it is. If you get confused, look back at this slide. It will help you. Good luck.